Have you been feeling a bit off lately? Maybe you've noticed some strange mood swings, unexplained fatigue, or just a general sense that something's not quite right. If you've experienced any of these feelings recently, especially after the eclipse, you're not alone. Many people report similar experiences, and today we're going to explore why this happens and what you can do about it. Let's start by understanding what an eclipse actually is. An eclipse occurs when one celestial body partially or fully obscures the light from another celestial body. There are two main types of eclipses that we observe from Earth: solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. A solar eclipse happens when the moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, blocking out the Sun's light either partially or completely. A lunar eclipse, on the other hand, occurs when the Earth casts its shadow on the moon, causing it to appear dark or reddish. Eclipses have fascinated humans for thousands of years. Ancient cultures often saw them as significant omens or signs from the gods. Some believed eclipses were bad luck, while others saw them as opportunities for spiritual growth and transformation. In modern times, we understand the scientific explanation for eclipses, but many people still feel that these celestial events have a profound impact on our lives. So how do eclipses affect us? While there's no scientific evidence to support the idea that eclipses directly influence human behavior or emotions, many people report experiencing changes during and after these events. Some of the common experiences people describe after an eclipse include emotional ups and downs, physical symptoms like headaches or fatigue, and a general sense of mental fog or confusion. These effects can be quite varied. Some people might feel unusually energized or inspired, while others might feel drained or anxious. You might notice changes in your sleep patterns, appetite, or overall mood. Some people report feeling more sensitive to their surroundings or more in tune with their intuition. Others might feel a bit disconnected or out of sorts. But why do these effects happen? There are several theories about this. From an astrological perspective, eclipses are seen as powerful times of change and transformation. They're believed to bring hidden issues to the surface and create opportunities for growth and new beginnings. Some astrologers think that the alignment of celestial bodies during an eclipse can affect the energy around us, which in turn influences our mood and behavior. From a psychological standpoint, the idea of an eclipse being a significant event might create a sort of placebo effect. If we expect to feel different during or after an eclipse, we might be more likely to notice and attribute any changes in our mood or energy levels to the eclipse. Additionally, the visual spectacle of an eclipse and the collective excitement or anxiety surrounding it could potentially influence our emotional state. It's also worth considering that eclipses often coincide with the start of new seasons or other natural cycles. These transitions can bring about changes in our environment, routines, and even our biology, which might contribute to the feelings we experience. Regardless of the cause, many people find that eclipses act as catalysts for change in their lives. They often bring hidden issues to light, pushing us out of our comfort zones and encouraging us to confront aspects of ourselves or our lives that we might have been avoiding. This can be uncomfortable, but it can also lead to significant personal growth and positive changes. If you're dealing with post-eclipse challenges, there are several things you can do to help yourself cope. Self-care is crucial during this time. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating well, and staying hydrated. Physical exercise can also be helpful in managing stress and boosting your mood. Mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing exercises can help you stay grounded and centered. These techniques can be particularly useful if you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. Even just taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath can make a big difference. It's also important to seek support if you need it. Talk to friends or family members about how you're feeling. Sometimes just sharing your experiences can help you process them better. If you're feeling particularly overwhelmed, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional for additional support. While the effects of an eclipse can be challenging, they can also provide an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Try to approach this time with curiosity rather than fear. What are these feelings trying to tell you? Are there areas of your life that need attention or changes that you've been putting off? Use this time to reassess your priorities. Are you spending your time and energy on the things that truly matter to you? If not, what changes could you make? This could be a good time to start a new habit, let go of something that's no longer serving you, or take steps towards a goal you've been putting off. As for how long these effects might last, it varies from person to person. Some people report feeling the impact of an eclipse for just a few days, while others might notice changes for several weeks or even months. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to experience an eclipse. Your experience is unique to you. As we move forward from the eclipse, try to integrate the lessons you've learned during this time. What insights have you gained about yourself or your life? How can you use these insights to create positive changes going forward? It's also a good idea to prepare for future eclipses. Now that you're aware of how these events might affect you, you can plan ahead. Maybe you'll want to schedule some extra self-care time around future eclipses, or perhaps you'll choose to use these periods for intentional reflection and goal setting. Remember, while eclipses can bring challenges, they also bring opportunities. They remind us that change is a natural part of life and that sometimes we need to go through difficult periods to grow and evolve. By approaching these times with openness and self-compassion, we can use them as springboards for personal growth and positive transformation. As we wrap up, I want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself during this post-eclipse period. If you're struggling, remember that it's temporary and that you have the strength to get through it. Try to view this time as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Everyone experiences eclipses differently, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach to dealing with their effects. Trust your own instincts and do what feels right for you. If you find certain practices or coping strategies helpful, stick with them. If something doesn't resonate with you, it's okay to let it go and try something else. It's also important to remember that while astrology and spiritual beliefs can provide comfort and insight for many people, they shouldn't replace professional medical or mental health advice. If you're experiencing severe or prolonged symptoms that are interfering with your daily life, it's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional. Let's talk a bit more about the energy shifts that many people report feeling during and after an eclipse. These shifts can manifest in various ways. You might feel a surge of creative energy, finding yourself buzzing with new ideas or inspiration. On the flip side, you might feel unusually tired or drained, needing more rest than usual. Some people describe feeling more emotionally sensitive during this time. You might find yourself reacting more strongly to situations that wouldn't normally affect you much. This heightened sensitivity can be both a challenge and an opportunity. While it might make you feel more vulnerable, it can also help you tap into deeper levels of empathy and understanding. Another common experience is a shift in perspective. Eclipses often bring about aha moments or sudden realizations. You might gain clarity on a situation that's been confusing you, or you might see a long-standing problem in a new light. These shifts in perspective can be powerful catalysts for change, prompting us to make decisions or take actions that we've been hesitating on. It's also worth noting that the effects of an eclipse can vary depending on where it falls in your astrological chart. While you don't need to be an astrology expert to experience the effects of an eclipse, some people find it helpful to consult with an astrologer for more personalized insights. Let's delve a bit deeper into the psychological aspects of eclipse experiences. The human mind is incredibly powerful, and our beliefs and expectations can significantly influence our experiences. This is where the concept of the placebo effect comes into play. The placebo effect is a well-documented phenomenon where a person's belief in a treatment or event can produce real effects, even if the treatment itself is inert. In the context of eclipses, if we believe that these celestial events will have a significant impact on us, we might be more likely to notice and attribute changes in our mood or energy levels to the eclipse. This doesn't mean that the experiences aren't real or valid. On the contrary, it highlights the power of our minds to shape our reality. Whether the effects are due to actual energetic shifts or our own psychological processes, the impact on our lives can be very real and meaningful. Another psychological factor to consider is the collective experience of an eclipse. Eclipses, especially total solar eclipses, often generate a lot of excitement and attention. There's usually a build-up of anticipation before the event, with media coverage and social discussions adding to the sense of significance. This collective focus can create a shared, emotional experience. When a large group of people are all paying attention to the same event and expecting it to be significant, it can create a kind of group energy that influences individual experiences. This is similar to the atmosphere at a big concert or sporting event, where the excitement of the crowd can heighten your own emotional experience. The visual spectacle of an eclipse, particularly a solar eclipse, can also have a profound psychological impact. Witnessing such a rare and awe-inspiring natural phenomenon can evoke strong emotions and a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. This can be a deeply moving experience that stays with us long after the eclipse itself has passed. Now let's talk about how eclipses can serve as catalysts for change in our lives. One of the ways they do this is by bringing hidden issues to light. Think of it like a cosmic spotlight that suddenly illuminates areas of your life that you might have been overlooking or avoiding. This can be uncomfortable at first. You might suddenly become aware of dissatisfaction in your job, tension in a relationship, or unresolved emotions that you've been pushing aside. While this awareness can be challenging, it's also an opportunity. By bringing these issues into your conscious awareness, an eclipse gives you the chance to address them and make positive changes. Eclipses often push us out of our comfort zones. You might feel compelled to have a difficult conversation that you've been putting off, or to take a risk that you've been avoiding. This push can be scary, but it's often what we need to grow and evolve. Remember, growth often happens at the edge of our comfort zones. By nudging us out of our familiar routines and ways of thinking, eclipses create opportunities for significant personal development. Let's explore some practical strategies for dealing with post-eclipse challenges. Self-care is crucial during this time, but what does that really mean? It's more than just taking a bubble bath or treating yourself to your favorite food, although those things can certainly be part of it. True self-care involves listening to your body and giving it what it needs. This might mean adjusting your sleep schedule if you're feeling more tired than usual. It could involve changing your diet if you're noticing changes in your appetite or digestion. Pay attention to what your body is telling you and respond with kindness and care. Physical exercise can be particularly helpful during this time. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. It can help clear mental fog and reduce stress. This doesn't mean you need to start an intense workout regimen. Even gentle activities like walking, yoga, or stretching can be beneficial. Mindfulness practices can be powerful tools for managing the emotional and mental effects of an eclipse. Meditation, in particular, can help you stay grounded and centered when you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. If you're new to meditation, don't worry about trying to clear your mind completely. Instead, focus on your breath or a simple mantra. When your mind wanders, which it will, gently bring your attention back to your focus point. Even a few minutes of this practice each day can make a significant difference. Another helpful mindfulness technique is body scanning. This involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. As you notice these areas, try to consciously relax them. This practice can help you become more aware of how you're holding stress in your body and can promote overall relaxation. Journaling can also be a valuable tool during this time. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you process them more effectively. It can also help you identify patterns or recurring themes in your experiences. Try to write without judgment, allowing whatever comes up to flow onto the page. Remember, seeking support is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-awareness and strength. Talking to friends or family members about what you're experiencing can provide valuable perspective and emotional support. Sometimes, just knowing that others are going through similar experiences can be comforting. If you're feeling particularly overwhelmed, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. They can provide you with additional coping strategies and support tailored to your specific needs. Now let's talk about finding meaning in the difficulties you might be experiencing. While challenges can be uncomfortable, they often provide the greatest opportunities for growth. Try to approach this time with curiosity. What are these experiences teaching you about yourself? What strengths are you discovering as you navigate these challenges? This can be a good time to reassess your priorities. Are you spending your time and energy on the things that truly matter to you? If not, what changes could you make? Sometimes, the discomfort we feel after an eclipse is a sign that we've outgrown certain aspects of our lives and it's time for a change. Consider starting a gratitude practice during this time. Each day, try to identify 3 things you're grateful for. This can help shift your focus from what's challenging to what's positive in your life. It doesn't have to be big things. Even small moments of joy or comfort count. As we think about moving forward, it's important to consider how to integrate the lessons learned during this eclipse period. Reflection is key here. Take some time to think about what insights you've gained about yourself or your life. How can you use these insights to create positive changes going forward? Maybe you've realized you need to set better boundaries in your relationships. Perhaps you've discovered a new passion or interest that you want to pursue, or maybe you've recognized the need to prioritize your health and well-being more. Whatever insights you've gained, think about how you can turn them into concrete actions. It can be helpful to set some intentions or goals based on what you've learned. These don't have to be huge, life-changing goals. Small, manageable steps can often lead to significant changes over time. Write these intentions down and revisit them regularly to keep yourself on track. As we look to the future, it's worth thinking about how to prepare for upcoming eclipses. Now that you're aware of how these events might affect you, you can plan ahead. This might involve scheduling some extra self-care time around future eclipses, or perhaps using these periods for intentional reflection and goal setting. You might also want to learn more about the astrological significance of different eclipses. While you don't need to become an astrology expert, having a basic understanding can help you feel more prepared and in control. Remember, eclipses are natural cycles. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, our lives have periods of growth and rest, challenge and ease. By understanding and working with these cycles, we can navigate them more smoothly and use them to our advantage. As we come to the end of our discussion, I want to emphasize again that everyone experiences eclipses differently. There's no right or wrong way to feel during or after an eclipse. Your experience is unique to you, and it's valid whatever it may be. If you're struggling, remember that it's temporary. The intense feelings and experiences associated with eclipses typically pass within a few weeks, though some people may feel the effects for longer. Be patient with yourself and trust that you have the strength to get through this period. On the other hand, if you're feeling energized and inspired after the eclipse, use that energy. Channel it into projects or goals that are important to you. This can be a great time for new beginnings and fresh starts. Whether you're feeling challenged or invigorated, try to view this post-eclipse period as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. These celestial events remind us that change is a natural and necessary part of life. By approaching these times with openness and self-compassion, we can use them as springboards for personal growth and positive transformation. Remember, you're not alone in this experience. Millions of people around the world are affected by eclipses, each in their own unique way. There's a kind of unity in that shared experience, even if the details differ from person to person. As you move forward from this eclipse, carry with you the insights you've gained and the strength you've discovered within yourself. Use these as tools to navigate future challenges and opportunities. And remember, just as the sun always emerges from behind the moon after an eclipse, you too will emerge from this period, perhaps changed, but also illuminated in new and beautiful ways. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of why you might be having difficult times after the eclipse. I hope you found it helpful and insightful. Remember to be kind to yourself, seek support when you need it, and trust in your ability to navigate this celestial influence journey of growth and transformation.